Mr. Chairman, thank you. Thank you to both of you for your service to the nation. Mr. Simmons, my question for you is very straightforward. Who's the better attorney, you or your wife?
My wife.
Okay, good answer. Good answer in a public setting when you're under oath. Appreciate that. For y'all, thank you for the time that you've given to the nation, sacrifices that your family's gone through. Mr. Metzger, I was the practice round for Senator Rounds, where you and I had a couple of years to be able to serve together as a designee. I saw how hard you worked and how professional you did. I also got to hear the love story of your time with your bride and then be able to go through that process. So grateful for that time with you. Let me get a chance to be able to bounce a couple of questions off you, though. Mr. Metzger, I want to be able to drill down a little bit more. Oklahoma made the decision several years ago, which I vehemently disagreed with, but we vote in my state, like we do around the country, to allow medical marijuana use in my state with a very loose law. It was the belief of some that then we wouldn't have illegal marijuana in the state, that would all be legalized. What has happened has been an influx of thousands of Chinese operations coming to our state. The Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics has identified what they believe is 2,000 illegal Chinese marijuana grows, human trafficking that has come into the state, all sorts of illegal activity in the distribution of drugs across the country coming from my own home state. Now, a lot of that's going to be based on tracking dollars, tracking the movement of people that have come across our border illegally that was allowed under the Biden administration. This has been a very difficult issue. It is one of many issues that Treasury has to identify on how we're moving fentanyl, other drugs, and drug operations into our country. How do you plan to be able to take that on?
Senator, first of all, thank you for your very kind words and for your question. Secondly, I share your concern with regard to Chinese economic encroachment, be it through fentanyl precursor trafficking to Mexico and to the narco-terrorist cartels there, or in your home state of Oklahoma with regard to marijuana grow and distribution. As I said in my opening statement, if confirmed, I plan to scour the Office of Intelligence and Analysis and encourage the team there to pursue all of the Chinese economic misgivings with regard to fentanyl, drug use, and anti-money laundering. As I understand it, in Treasury, there's a fantastic team in FinCEN and the AML, anti-money laundering team. And as potential customers, were I to be confirmed, I look forward to keeping them apprised of relevant and recent financial intelligence.
So you'd have a unique role in the CFIUS process to be able to examine, operations that are trying to be able to move in, purchase land, purchase businesses, all those. That's a powerful role to be able to be engaged in to help identify where there's potential long-term threats. How do you see that role and what you would have responsibility for?
Senator, thank you for your question. I think you're right. The CFIUS process and the committee itself is one of the tantamount responsibilities of the Treasury in this modern era. As I understand, the Assistant Secretary for Intelligence Analysis is tasked with ensuring that the Secretary, the President, and the other cabinet-level officials on the committee receive timely and accurate information with regard to foreign investment in the United States and are able to make a determination or make reference to the President for his determination.
Be helpful. Mr. Metzger, one last question on this. Mr. Simmons, you're getting off easy with me on that. We had great conversation in the office, and I appreciate your input on that. Mr. Metzger, during the Biden administration, Iran was considered the largest state sponsor of terrorism. We had sanctions on their oil sales, but public reports say last year Iran was still sold $43 billion of oil, much of it to China. How do we wrap our arms around some of the sanctions violations that are happening with the actual largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world?
Senator, thank you for your question. I share your concern with regard to Iran. As you know, I think during the first Trump administration, the president demonstrated deft and sound leadership with regard to containing Iran, with regard to countering Iran and their illicit financial activities, and most importantly, with regard to countering their global terror network. I think at the end of the day, if confirmed to serve as Assistant Secretary of the Office of Intelligence and Analysis, it'll be incumbent upon me to follow the money, to counter illicit money laundering, and to ensure that Iran isn't able to evade U.S. sanctions designations.
Thank you both.